Hello, internet friends. Welcome back once again, and thank you all so much for joining me here today. A little bit of housekeeping here before I get into the topic that I want to talk about. First off, where have I been? Was I going through another low point? I had just gotten back on this upload frequency that I was hoping to keep going. Did that all fall through? Was it a lack of motivation? Was it a lack of wanting to do the videos? Was I stuck on something? Long story short, nope. It was some computer errors that were going on. My computer automatically updated to Windows 10, and there was something apparently in that program that did not sit well with my editing software, and it took me 2 weeks to find the one box setting that I had to unclick for them to get along again. This editor has so much more in it than I ever realized, and I learned a lot about it. I also learned how technically unskilled I tend to be when it comes to computers, so I apologize very much for my lack of tech knowledge to be able to fix this sooner, but we're back. Hopefully it doesn't poop out again like it did, because that was incredibly frustrating, but also a learning experience, and I definitely have grown from that understanding in both patience and my own knowledge of the editing software that I use. Also, I have made a realization about myself in the last couple of weeks, especially with putting in so much more work and focus and attention in my preparation, in my mobility work, and being more intentional in the way that I go about preparing for these sessions, trying to recover from these sessions, and being less passive. I noticed that I tend to have more free time since I finished with the bulk of my classes in school, since I finished with having other work apart from my own programming and coaching. And something that I realized is that if I give myself too much time, if I give myself too much of a window to lose my intensity, if I don't have enough pressure, then I tend to be less focused and less efficient in the different areas of my life. It's funny that sometimes you think, oh, well, when I used to have so much more filling up my time, I got so much more done, even though it felt like I never had any time. And for me, that was very much the case. I feel like I do very well under pressure. I feel like I tend to shine in moments of challenge. And if I am too relaxed, or if I have too much space, I suppose, and I just get enough rope to kind of hang myself with in terms of my commitment to whatever it is I'm doing. And so one of the things that I'm going to challenge myself with is I want you guys to leave some questions in the comment section down below. I'm going to take 5 or 10 questions that I see. If you guys see a question you like, go ahead and upvote it. Click a like on that comment, and I'm going to try and take maybe a day or two after this video goes live to take maybe the top 5 or 6 and start doing some Q&As. I tend to have a lot of topics that I want to talk about, but I am also interested in actually answering some of the questions. I've done a few Q&As in the past, and I tend to go a little bit overboard with my expectations, and I'll take like 90 questions or something and try to do 20 episodes of Q&As, and that ends up being too much. So we're starting a little bit smaller, but I am taking on a little bit more of a challenge with that. So if you have something you want to talk about, whether it's or you want to hear me and my thoughts about it, doesn't have to be lifting related, it can be whatever, go ahead and leave that in the comment section of this video. I'm going to take about 5 or 10 of the most popular of those, or the ones that seem the most interesting or unique to me, and I'm going to do a question and answer that will come up a couple of days after this video is released and you guys have watched it. Also, another personal challenge with my own coaching services, along with the Campbell, Blevins, Rice programming experience. In that guided programming sequence, we are starting another cycle of that up, and so if people are interested, I will link down in the description below. You can go and check out that guided programming. It's group programming where a large group of people are going to be running similar style programming, be involved in a Facebook page together, have a forum, and myself, Garrett Blevins, who's an amazing powerlifter, Brandon Campbell, who is also an amazing lifter and has a much larger audience than either Garrett or myself, and both have some great experience and are great people, and have a lot of input to help guide other people who are interested in their own pursuits and growth of strength, to be kind of in more of a group mentality as the last couple of 5-week cycles of those guided program sessions are being run, and we kind of communally all learn and grow and try to help each other out as people are going through that programming. Also, in my personal coaching, I take on clients on a one-on-one basis online with where I give my weekly updates. They give me weekly updates. I do form critiques. I do video edits. I watch their video, give them feedback. I'm going to be taking on 5 more clients. So if you guys are interested in either doing the guided programming with Brandon, Garrett, and myself, that's going to be the BCR link down in the description below. If you are interested in working with me personally one-on-one, in less of a group setting, more of an individual focus, that is a little bit more expensive than that other option. But if you're interested in that and have any questions, want to know more about that, go ahead and write me an email at benricetraining@gmail.com. That's also going to be linked down in the description below. So a lot of things to get from there. 6 minutes into the video, we're just now getting to the topic, and that's partially on purpose because this is such a long video, but it's also such a big topic and something that is seems so relevant and present in kind of the current situation that I'm seeing in the world over the last couple of weeks and the last couple of months, just sort of the direction I feel like our society is moving. And that is, in my opinion, the importance of embracing negative experiences, of taking what you can from negativity and learning from it and growing from it and becoming better as a result of your negative experiences, and not just shutting them away and not allowing yourself to learn from them. If you ignore negativity completely, then you will never have the opportunity to grow as a person. It's something that we're all going to experience. We're not all going to have 100% positive experiences, and it sometimes is actually good to go through those lows, because those negative points of your life, those low points, are what shape and polish the feelings of high positivity that come on the opposite spectrum. If we never went through struggles, if we never had pain, if we never were uncomfortable, if we were never unhappy in our lives, we wouldn't have anything to compare those moments of success, validation, happiness, excitement, joy. Those would all be meaningless and would lose their intense satisfaction and positive feeling, because there's nothing to look back on and kind of weigh it against. Now, while I do think it's important to embrace that is something that will happen and you can control your response and grow from negative experiences, I also am noticing more, though, that people are being more and more drawn to the seeking out of negativity, and almost that people are connecting over negative situations more than they are putting in the work to find commonality in positivity or things that they actually like. And something that you see, it just happens all the time, especially with social media. This is something that I see all the time, where a tragic situation will happen, or something that a few people feel very strongly that they dislike, and it catches. It's like wildfire how quickly this toxicity can spread, and people are bandwagoning on the negativity that can be present so easily, and especially because of how quickly we have this amazing sharing of information. We are the most linked in, connected, most readily accessible, information-based generation, culture in the history of this world, and we use so much of that nearly unlimited instant information to focus on the things that tear each other down and try to belittle others and group up. And there are certain things that most people agree with, and saying things like, oh, Hitler was a bad guy and we don't like the Ku Klux Klan because of their negative racial affiliations. and for the most part, a lot of these ideas are agreed upon, but there are so many other smaller situations that people will jump on and feel the camaraderie that comes with mutual dislike of a thing or of a situation or of a circumstance, and it almost becomes more popular to group up over what you don't like instead of trying to produce good things in the world and to kind of spread a more positive connection with other people. And I think that is just one of the biggest bummers, one of the saddest realizations, that in most of the things that are popular, they're popular because they're controversial. They're controversial because someone feels so incredibly strongly a negative connection to this situation, circumstance, topic, happening, event, whatever it is, that they just have to continue to put more focus on the negative aspects of it. And I don't have one particular thing that it reminds me of, but it ranges over just from things that are incredibly serious and negative and largely impact the lives, the livelihoods, the existence of other people, and their ability to just live, to exist, to have their own life, and where one mistake can absolutely ruin your entire life because of the public perception that comes along with it, or something that's just so minute where a couple of people don't like a movie that they just saw, or they don't like a video game, something that it's very niche, very small, at least maybe to this community. The Call of Duty trailer that came out ended up in a couple of days for the new game. It's a series that makes a new game every year or so. They go through, just like Madden, just like Assassin's Creed, just like Far Cry. It seems like all these other sequential, episodic video game releases, and within a couple of weeks it became like the number 3 most disliked video on YouTube. And I watched the trailer and I'm thinking to myself, even if you don't like this, it is amazing how much people rallied and bonded and found camaraderie in mutually just pooping all over this video game trailer that no one had even played. They just it became the popular thing to dislike it. This is happening in movies. This is happening with political candidates. This is happening with both small scale and large scale situations, police situations in the United States, animal rights situations in Africa with Cecil the lion, in America with Harambu, I believe that's his name, the gorilla that was shot, in the tragic situation that happened. It's not just tragic because an animal was killed. It's not just tragic because a child was at risk. It's tragic because so much negativity came from this experience and is being spouted out in every direction. And this is what we are becoming. We are becoming a society that bonds over grouping up and almost hatred towards something. Whether you are a political candidate who is advocating the hatred of an entire race of people, or whether you're the political candidate who is only focusing on that aspect of that other candidate to hide some of the negative experiences in your own life, we so rarely, it seems, are able to find the things that are the good things that people do, to find those positive things, and to switch our approach in interaction with other people, be it in person, online, through video, whatever medium of that interaction, to genuinely wish the best for other people. It's so easy on the internet to forget that the people you're encountering are actual people. They have thoughts, they have feelings, they have hopes, they have dreams, they have fears, they have insecurities. Every single person you interact with has all of those things. And so I guess what I'm trying to advocate here. I don't have the biggest platform. My platform is even smaller because of some of my personal issues that I've had. I'm not great at self-marketing. I'm not great at promoting myself to get bigger and bigger and try to just expand. I'm not a very good capitalist. But for the people who do watch this, for the people who do hear this thought, for the people who see this thing happening in the world and aren't super excited that it seems to be the direction things are going and the standard of our interactions is going and being completely and totally based off of negativity and drinking in that part of the human experience instead of trying to relate or connect over positive things, mutual things that you like instead of mutual dislikes. It's much harder to do that. It's a lot easier to quickly see the things that you're unhappy with in your life rather than to take stock and see the things that you are lucky to have or grateful for or thankful or enriched with or blessed with, whatever verbiage you want to use. I challenge you, I implore you, I bespeak you, seek out the positive things to connect with others with. It doesn't mean you have to ignore negativity and pretend that it doesn't exist, but don't let that be the sole focus of your life. Don't let that mentality, that bandwagon mentality of jumping on the hate train just because it's the easier thing to do or it's the popular thing to do to tear down others and to belittle the opinions or the belief system, or even if you don't agree that someone is smart enough to have an opinion on something. Empower yourself and hope for the best for the people in your life. And when you do that, you will find that you are more influential, you are more impactful, and you will have a greater positive effect on the world through your own interactions instead of being another part of the sadness that tears everything down. Thank you guys so much for listening. I apologize this video was so long, but I'm very glad to be back. I hope you guys enjoy some of the new things I'm doing with this outro, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye.